Hello. Okay, so
Hi.
hi, Crystal.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good. It was a good day. And what about you? How was your Monday?
It was good. It was good. Like we said, it was quiet, so that was good for Monday,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Absolutely.
so I'm excited that you are able to join me tonight for Beyond Single Motherhood to basically talk about women's self-defense and give us some insight, and give us, a little information on how we can defend ourselves. And we'll talk a little bit about April 4th, just a little bit, give them a little snippet of what we'll kind of be doing on Saturday, April 4th, when you instruct us and give us all the tools that we're going to need. I'm excited. So tell us who you are and tell us what you do.
Okay. I'm Crystal Benjamin, born and raised from Portsmouth, Virginia. I'm actually a product of a single parent home, a single mom. So I'm going to encourage all my single mom out there, just keep pushing. You're doing fine. So I, for a living, I am in the social work field. So happy Social Work Month to anybody, because it's March and it's also Social Work Month. So happy Social Work Month to any of the butterflies who are in the human services field. You all make such a great impact. It's a tireless job, but know that you are making an impact on someone's life. So happy Social Work Month to all of you all. I've been a public servant for about 10 years. I enjoy working in the human services field. And in 2012, I went to the James House, which is a nonprofit organization in Prince George that is domestic violence awareness. I went to one of their art auctions just trying to support them. And then I entered a raffle prize, which I thought was just maybe like a yoga class. And I won the prize. And about a few days later, I got a call saying, "Congratulations, you won 6 weeks of martial arts classes for free." And I was like, "You have the wrong number." I'm like, "Stop playing on my phone, you have the wrong number." But no, I really didn't win. And so I went ahead and claimed my prize just to try it out one time, thinking, oh, it'll just be something new to do, and then that'll be it. And I walked in and absolutely fell in love with it.
That is awesome. So, wow, you were like in the right place at the right time, basically.
Right place, right time. And what really attracted me to this was that it was all adult, mature women. When we think about martial arts, we typically think of kids or teenagers. We don't really think of mature women who are training and learning, who are being also taught by other women. And it's very empowering. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, wow, this is something I think that I can do. And it also helped me with self-esteem and confidence. And it really helped me to decompress after a long day of working in the human services field.
Okay, wow, that's great. So it sparked something that you didn't even know that, you would be interested in.
Had
That's
no clue.
good. Wow.
No.
Wow. Okay. So tell us a little more about why you do what you do with women's self-defense.
Why I do what I do? Well, why not?
Right. Yeah.
Right. Let's go ahead and break all type of stereotypes. Because again, once you think about martial arts, you think it's men. And it's so funny to where if I tell someone that I'm a martial artist, they go, "You don't look like one." Then I go, "Well, what does one look like?"
Right. Yeah.
Then they have to go for a moment. Because again, it's that stereotype. But as women, we are in so many areas. This is a great time to be a woman because we have so many resources available to us, so we can progress in areas that you wouldn't think that we would quote unquote be in, and then we can not only be there but excel.
Right. Yeah. You're right too. Because this month is Women's History Month. I've also proclaimed that it's Single Moms Month because March 21st is Single Moms Day. But I feel we deserve more than just a day. So we're celebrating the whole month. So okay. So what are some ways that women can defend themselves? Can you give us just a little bit? You don't have to go into real deep in depth, but some tips for some women that are watching. How can they defend themselves?
Absolutely. The biggest tool that you can have to defend yourself is your intuition. That's
Wow.
it. That's the biggest absolute tool, is the intuition, that your women's intuition. When you have a sense of a situation, if you feel that it's uncomfortable, always listen to that voice. Never disregard it. So your biggest method of self-defense is just common sense and your intuition.
That's awesome. And you wouldn't even think about that. We do have the women's, that intuition, but you wouldn't even think of that as being like the first step of defending ourselves. That's great. That's great. So, what would you say to a woman who thinks that she doesn't need to learn about self-defense or like attend a class like we're doing on April 4th?
Actually, I get a lot of women who believe that they are maybe too old to be in a self-defense class, or they might think because they have limitations or maybe limited mobility that they could not be in a self-defense class. And my response to that is, you are the perfect candidate to be in one. The reason why I say that is because a lot of predators, unfortunately, and we're just going to be transparent, a lot of predators will try to prey on someone who is of a more mature population, thinking that they won't be able to defend themselves. Or someone who might has a disability, they think because they have maybe a limited mobility, that they would be an easier target. If that is that person's life, then they definitely need to know how to defend themselves. Everyone should know how to have some type of self-defense, but especially that way, because predators do pick their targets. So I would say that take a self-defense class, because number one, it's something new, it's something interesting, and also the best way to take a self-defense class is with a group of friends, a group of people. It's a support system because it helps you bond, and you also can remember what you all learned. It's a great conversation piece, and it's also a mode of encouragement. So definitely, I encourage you all to take at least a self-defense class twice a year. And once you take one, go to another one, and another one, and another one. Because once you continue to go to them, it'll be like muscle memory.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So and that is true. And when you do, I've learned when we do things as a group or with a friend, it kind of helps you release your nerves.
Yes.
If you're a little shy, it kind of makes you kind of get outside of yourself and enjoy yourself. So I definitely like that. And I do like the part that you said that regardless of, your age or someone's age, that it's basically for everybody. Because you're right. Like we see a missing person, I can say post maybe once a week, especially in our area, in the Virginia, DC, Maryland area, where it could be something to where it was a predator, or it could be for another reason. We never find out, but it is good for us to, I agree, prepare ourselves and be able to, have that skill, like you said, like muscle memory. So so even going once a month, because I can see, and you can let me know if you agree, where if you attend one class, you may learn something else when you go to another class.
Yes.
You agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah. So so it's like, be open to it. It's something, we go to a Zumba class to see, what Zumba is like. I remember when Zumba first started, I was like, oh, I wonder what is Zumba? What do they do in Zumba class? We have mixed fit, you go to that to see what it's about. And, so why not go to a self-defense class so that you can learn skills, that definitely, just like exercising and muscle memory, that you'll have. So I definitely agree with you on that. So what are some things, like items that some people can use for self-defense? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
There are a couple of self-defense tools that you can use. I always say, make sure that you're educated about them. There's a lot of different popular lines out that do sell self-defense tools. Make sure you know how to use them. Make sure you know your laws in the area that you live in as far as what you can use and what's appropriate to use. For example, I went to a self-defense class and I learned about, and I take self-defense classes too. Because you never know, because when you're an instructor, the learning just begins. Once you receive your black belt, you literally are at the start of your journey. You would think that you're not, but you are, because now the real challenge begins, because now you're instructing, you're learning, you're teaching, and you learn more about yourself. So I always go to self-defense classes myself because I want to continue to learn. And I want to bring back this information and share and pass the baton of wisdom on to other women. So I learned about what different there's type of brass knuckles. There's plastic brass knuckles. I learned that some of those you cannot take in certain places, or they will be confiscated. So those are things that you want to know. You want to know about the different type of tools. There's mace. There's different pepper sprays. There's different safety items that you can actually take on your keychain.
Okay.
So there's a lot. There is a plethora of self-defense tools and items out there. You just got to be educated about it. See which one you're comfortable with using, and actually be able to use it if necessary.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. And that's one thing too, one thing in life, we're always learning. So, yeah. So I've how can I say, I've seen different things to where, that, like you said, you have the brass knuckles, you have the mace, you have the tasers, and some I've seen where there's like a comb, but if you detach it, it's like a little knife. And yeah, you're right. You can't take that stuff everywhere.
No.
Yeah. So
I learned the hard way.
I
actually got stopped by TSA, and they wanted to confiscate an item of mine. And when they saw it, they said, where do you think you're going with that?
Oh wow.
So I had to either throw it away or check it in my bag, because I could not take it on the airplane. And I'll share that story when we have our class on our seminar on April 4th about how I learned the hard way about what to take and what not to take on a plane.
Okay. All right. And speaking of that, like, what are some things, just a little snippet, we don't want to tell them everything, because definitely we can't wait till April 4th, so we can go ahead and learn, and you can teach us all the things, that we need to know. But what are some things that you can share tonight that, that you're going to show us on April 4th?
Okay. Well, ladies, you are definitely in for a special treat. What we'll do is we will actually learn hands-on techniques. So we will also talk about how to de-escalate, because you always want to de-escalate a situation. So we'll talk about de-escalation skills. We will actually do some hands-on self-defense. So you'll be learning simple techniques that every woman can use regardless of maturation or ability. It's for everyone to be able to use. And of course, we'll accommodate for those who need it. Absolutely. So we're definitely going to do that. First and foremost, we're going to make sure that everyone feels empowered. We're going to be empowered just because of the knowledge, and we're going to be empowered because we're going to have such a great energy in the room and excitement, because we're learning a skill that's going to increase our livelihood. We're learning a skill that we can pass on to our mothers and our sisters. And this is something as women that we need to know. So that's just a little snippet. We're going to learn de-escalation skills and actually hands-on tactics.
Okay. All right. See, now I'm even more excited. Because one thing is that, and I'll share a little bit of why I decided to do this, and you and I talked about it a little bit when we first talked, is that I've always been like, okay, I want to go to a self-defense class and, you know, learn. And then especially, you know, with being a single mom, I'm alone a lot. And, you know, sometimes it's just me and my daughter, you know. And so it was like, okay, well, let me look online and see where is the self-defense class going to be, and, you know, where is it going to be held and all that stuff. And I wasn't able to really find any at the moment. And then it was just like all of a sudden it really felt like, you know, God telling me, why don't you just have one? You know, why don't you just have it? And so I was like, okay, well, let me see how I can go about having one, you know. And I'm so excited and glad that you're going to be doing it, you know, showing us how to defend ourselves and all the things that we're going to be doing in April, because it's nothing like, yes, it's okay for a man to teach us, but I also feel like you being the one to instruct us and to show us how to do those things is empowering in itself. You know, to have a woman, you know, and you told your story in the beginning about how it came about, you know, with you actually learning martial arts. So I'm definitely excited. So what are, how can people contact you or follow you on social media?
Very active on social media. You can follow my business page on Instagram at Black Belt Diva 2, BLACK, Belt BELT Diva, DIVA, and the number 2. And then you can also follow me on Facebook at Black Belt Diva.
Okay, all right. And I do follow you on social media, and I love your posts that you drop. You drop some wisdom. Every now and then I see it and I love it. So what is it that you would like to leave the butterflies with tonight? Like, what would you like to say? Words of encouragement, if you will.
Butterflies, keep fluttering. Keep fluttering your wings. Butterflies go through such a beautiful metamorphosis. So you might be in a stage in your life where you're changing, but keep fluttering no matter what.
Thank you. I love that. Yes. Flutter, flutter. Yes.
Flutter away.
Yeah. So Crystal, thank you for joining me tonight. And butterflies, thank y'all for watching. We will see y'all on April 4th. Please get your tickets so you can join Crystal and I and others so that we can learn how to defend ourselves. And, you know, like Crystal said, this may not be the last and the only one that you attend, or even the only one that Butterfly has this year, because it is a learning process. You know, we're always learning. We learn something every day. So
every day.
Yeah, so go on my website, butterflyfly.com. The last fly is F.L.I. /events, so that you can get your tickets and join us on April 4th. Thank you again, Crystal. It was so nice talking to you. I can't wait to meet you in person on April 4th.
Thanks for having me, and I can't wait either to actually go back to my hometown. I'm actually born and raised in Portsmouth, so 757 will always be home.
Yeah, yep. And you're always welcome back home.
Yes.
So have a good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.